Are you paying attention? Vatican will be conducting a sacred ritual on Christmas Eve. There's an entire network of ruins underneath the Vatican. Pope will open 5 sacred portals. Their words. One of these portals or doorways is a prison door that has never been touched in all of human history, and they will unseal it. As the winter solstice darkness peaks, these ancient doorways will be unlocked in a specific sequence. Webcams will broadcast this globally to millions. Think about that. They want millions to witness this simultaneously. Why? Sunsets at 4:42 in Rome on Christmas Eve. First door opens at 7 p.m. What happens in those dark hours in between? They're telling us everything in plain sight. Watch the patterns, watch the timing. The veil grows thin at sunset. Let that sink in.
Here are 4 dark truths about the Pope opening a portal in 2024. 1. The Pope's Christmas Eve Mass may be linked to an ancient ritual believed to unlock hidden dimensions. Could he be opening a portal to another world? 2. Some believe this portal is a symbolic doorway to summon extraterrestrial beings, and the Vatican's secret archives may hold proof. 3. There are whispers that the Pope's actions are influenced by secret societies, using the Christmas celebration to tap into hidden cosmic forces. 4. What if the portal is a distraction? Some think it's a cover-up for a massive agenda that will unfold in the coming years. This Christmas Eve could change everything. Follow to uncover more.
On December 24, 2024, something strange will happen in the heart of the Vatican. Pope Francis will open 5 holy doors, a ritual that has never been seen before. These doors, sealed since the Jubilee of Mercy in 2016, symbolize the passage to spiritual renewal. But this time, there's more. For the first time in history, one of these doors will be opened in a prison, a symbolic holy door at Rebibbia prison. But why? After centuries of tradition, is the Vatican bringing this sacred ritual to a prison? Some say this ritual isn't just about faith. Could these doors be more than spiritual? Could they be gateways to something otherworldly? Secrets hidden for centuries might finally be revealed. And with the opening of these doors, some whisper about a connection to ancient forces. What could the Vatican be preparing for? Is the world about to enter a new era?
You see, the Earth is hollow. In the center, you'll find enough Aurelia for all of us. The other frails are not as nice as I am. They hate your kind. The entrance to the hollow Earth lies between 2 mountains on Antarctica.
Entrance to hollow Earth? Okay. And once I'm down there?
You find the city of Agatha. In the middle of the city lies a temple where they keep the Aurelia. In a simple vessel called the Holy Grail. A long time ago, we arrived on this planet after a very long journey. Our ship was heavily damaged. But we were in luck. We had found a planet with air and water and life. My fool of a brother was in charge. He ordered us to try and make contact with the locals. I told him it was a mistake. Of course, I was proven right. We were the only intelligent creatures on the planet. It was ours. We studied the flora and fauna, while the others obsessed over big game. I focused on the small. A new order had arisen, the primates. Then, I did something I knew my brother would never understand. I stole some of our precious Aurelia and gave it to my two favorites, Adam and Eve. I could have waited, let nature take its course. But why not give evolution a nudge? But I learned soon that the paradise was doomed. What do you want?
I need you to bring my people here, to the Hollow Earth.
So you can ruin Agatha, like you have ruined the whole planet.
Only my followers, only the Jobsists. We of all people appreciate what you've done here. We will maintain it in perfect harmony. Psst.
Maps. Destination, home.
Calculating directions to home. Route planned.
That explains a lot. The dark side of the moon.
NASA just discovered a parallel universe next to ours that runs backwards in time. What the did you just say to me? Yeah, so they discovered it in Antarctica, and they have an antenna that scans cosmic particles, and they discovered that they're running backwards in this specific place. What the heck are cosmic particles? Cosmic particles usually travel downwards from space, like they come down, but these were coming up from the Earth. These cosmic particles were coming up from the Earth. So basically that is completely against all physics that we know of. Dr. Gorham from the University of Hawaii is the main researcher, and he said that he theorizes that these particles are just transforming to bypass Earth's dense matter. Okay, I don't understand science, so you gotta explain it to me differently than that. Basically, there's something very different about this area of Antarctica, and they don't know what it is, but the particles are definitely reacting in a way that are completely opposing what we know about modern physics, and they're trying to figure it out because they're witnessing it happening over and over again. Okay, but does he know how this would have happened? His most straightforward explanation theory is that when the Big Bang happened, it created two universes where one is opposite of ours, and everyone in the anti-universe might think that we are the ones that are in reverse. So there could be a totally other civilization living our life backwards. Are we there? At this point it's still a theory because they can't say for sure that there's a multiverse. However, they don't know what else it is. This is one of the possibilities. I mean, that's true. We don't really know that much, so there could be another explanation that we just don't know yet.
So if you don't know who this man is, his name is Eric Hecker, and he's a whistleblower who supposedly worked as a contractor in Antarctica in 2010 to 2011. And he's made some wild claims as to what's really going on in Antarctica.
You were in the South Pole from 2010 to 2011. Let's talk about what you were doing down there.
You got it.
What were you doing down there?
I was contracted for the summer season as a plumber. I did well enough in my summer season to garner a winter contract as well, which got me my full year's stay. I was also tasked with being a firefighter. I was a lead on the firefighting team, and because of that dual role capacity, I physically held a key that opened every single door in the facility. I had complete access to every compartment they manufactured.
Now, one thing that's really strange to me is if he was there as a plumber and a firefighter, why in the world would they give him full access to a facility that would probably require the highest security clearance to even enter the building? But let's continue the video.
What are you blowing the whistle on?
That there are technologies at the South Pole Station that people can't even consider that exist on this planet.
Like what?
Directed energy weapon systems is something that people need to get in their vocabulary fast. The ice cube neutrino detector is not simply a passive listening device as presented for the science that they're claiming it to do. It also has the capacity to transmit. there are embedded in the ice what are called digital optical modules, DOMs. They're about the size of a basketball. The array embedded in the ice is 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer. It is the world's largest telescope. And now, because we have proven that it can transmit, it's the world's largest directed energy weapons system. It is responsible for the earthquakes in Christchurch, New Zealand in 2011 on the front end of the year.
So if what Eric is saying is true, then this energy system is probably just scratching the surface of what is really going on in Antarctica.
Buried almost a mile under the Antarctic ice are over 5,000 sensors designed to detect the tiniest quantity of reality ever imagined by a human being. Welcome to IceCube, a scientific facility on the South Pole that studies neutrinos. Neutrinos, despite being one of the most abundant particles in the universe, are elusive, invisible, and nearly massless. In fact, 100 trillion of them pass through your body each second, but you can't feel them. And in fact, they're extremely difficult to detect because they rarely interact with matter. IceCube exists to detect neutrinos from the farthest reaches of the universe, like those that were born right after the Big Bang or those produced in cataclysmic events like stars exploding. Scientists believe that neutrinos might be their own antimatter, and if so, they might help us better understand things like dark matter and dark energy.
Elon Musk is nanny exposes it all.
Because I go, is he human? I asked my aunt. She's like, I don't know. Those Illuminati. He opened up something, a portal, a Stargate, whatever. But he was excited, and he was jumping up and down. And
so he was able to open up a Stargate in his room.
Whatever you want to call it.
So, I've just uncovered some proof that this map to Asgard is actually based on reality, and that there is other lands, new unexplored areas beyond what we know. What if I told you that the moon is actually a plasma reflection of all the land on Earth, and that it shows a map of all the continents that exist on Earth?
Did you know that the moon reflects all the continents of the Earth? The moon also reveals lands beyond the icy walls that surround the Earth. This is biblical. The truth always appears as an answer to those who seek it.
Okay, forget about the annoying music. The far-fetched thing about this map is it makes our continents look a little bit deformed. But then again, you gotta remember that all of our different kinds of maps that we have, they always change the shape of all of our continents. They warp them somehow. So what if the moon is actually showing us how our continents actually look, and all the rigid lines on the outside of it are... It's something to think about. What do you think?
Check this out. Give me some volume on this.
I will never be the same after learning this. The walls of Asgard, the legendary fortress from Norse mythology, are more than just ancient barriers. They embody a deep sense of protection and cosmic order. Built by the gods, these walls were said to be made from the bones of ancient giants and reinforced with their blood. This wasn't merely construction. It was a symbol of divine strength and balance. The walls shielded Asgard from external chaos, reflecting the gods' commitment to their realm. They represented unity and resilience, offering a powerful symbol of the gods' resolve. Learning about their true significance reshapes our understanding of Norse mythology, showing how ancient cultures merged belief with their physical world to create lasting symbols. The walls of Asgard reveal the depth of their cultural imagination and how myth and reality were intertwined. This insight transforms our perspective on ancient peoples' interpretation of their environment and the enduring impact of their myths. The walls stand as a testament to their lasting legacy and the richness of their worldview.
We used all our resources to make 4 sophons, 2 pairs of tubes. Each pair is entangled, connected on the quantum level. 2 remain with us. The other 2 we've sent to you. Everything they see and hear, we see and hear at the same time, even when they are light years apart. A proton has virtually no mass. Accelerating them to nearly light speed is easy. Even you can do that. They entered your solar system months ago. We sent them to your planet, to the places where your best minds explore reality at its most fundamental level. And we will destroy the science that could defeat us. The answers to your questions will become chaotic and meaningless. The universe will remain a mystery to you forever.
Did you know that Estonia became the 24th CERN member state just last week? And it made me wonder who really owns CERN? Well, celebrating its 70th anniversary this year, CERN's member countries, which include France, Germany, and the UK, pay costs towards CERN's programs and sit on the lab's governing council. Full membership also allows a country's nationals to become CERN staff and for its firms to bid for CERN contracts. The lab also has 10 associate member or 4 countries or organizations with observer status such as the US. So I was like, okay, hypothetically member states kind of own CERN, but then I looked a little bit deeper and I found the CERN Council, right? I don't know if anybody knows about this. The CERN Council is made up of delegates from all of those 23 member states, now 24. And each member state has 2 delegates on the council. The council is the highest authority of CERN and is responsible for all major decisions, including policy, determining an organization's policy on scientific, technical, and administrative matters, strategic programs, annual goals. Then I wondered, well, who are the delegates? Who are the presidents and vice presidents on this council? And lo and behold, I'm not very surprised at what I found. Mr. Rabinovich. Does anybody know who that man is? That right there should tell you enough, but if it doesn't, he was a postdoctoral fellow at Fermilab. And of course, Lawrence Berkeley Lab, but Fermilab is what's important here, right? Fermilab aims to become a world center in neutrino physics. It is the host of the multi-billion-dollar deep underground neutrino experiment now under construction. And ongoing neutrino experiments are Icarus and Nova. The completed neutrino experiments include Minos, Icarus. Now, if we start talking about that experiment here on TikTok, I'd probably have this video taken down. So instead, I'll probably do a video on that on X. But does anybody know what neutrinos are capable of? Does anybody know about the Ice Cube Neutrino Observatory that exists in Antarctica? Because God, I've tried to talk about that on numerous occasions, and every single time I do, my video gets taken down almost instantly. But let's just say that there was a special whistleblower a couple years ago that released a lot of information about the Ice Cube Neutrino Observatory. And when I decided to dig into it and do my own research, I found a lot of stuff. And I'm sure everybody remembers that anomaly that kept appearing above Antarctica, right? I'm not gonna say too much, but I'm sure everybody knows about what goes on in Antarctica. And let's just say that on the Ice Cube Neutrino Observatory's website, they just so happen to mention the New Zealand earthquake that happened in 2011, which might be something that whistleblower mentioned as well. You can go watch the interview for yourself and you can form your own opinion. But I'm just saying, I did a deep dive on this. I did a video a couple months ago on this, and I made it very plausible. Plus the fact that CERN literally has a Shiva statue, people. You know Shiva, the god of destruction? I mean, literally, people, come on. And have you seen their opening ceremonies? I mean, I'm just saying, think outside the box here, okay? There's a lot that exists in our reality that we don't believe in because we don't see it as being realistic. So many human minds are not open to that aspect of reality actually existing. So many have remained stuck in their primitive ways. And you see this right here? This doesn't represent what you think it does. Our consciousness was reset. It was deferred away from our primitive ways. And now somehow, we've just allowed ourselves to go backwards. But hey, who am I to tell you how to live your life, right? I'm sure you enjoy working a 9 to 5 until you reach retirement, right? Think outside the box here. But boy, when I found this, everything really started to make sense for me.
Here is the inventor, Daniel, and here are some of his photos. This one looks very much like an alien gray, maybe because it's gray, for instance. I'm not too sure. But this one looks rather bizarre. It looks something that belongs in a sci-fi movie. And this one kind of gives me Prometheus vibes going on right here. But for those looking at these photos, what are your thoughts on this? And we can discuss that before we continue. This one, we got the fire entity going on right here. Angel type entity. If people had this technology in hand, I mean, these ones look slightly terrifying if you're looking at these, but if people had this technology in hand, would they reconsider what ghosts are, where maybe they could be these multi-dimensional entities instead?
Got this footage late last night when I heard some noise. Just glad the neighbor's dogs seemed to scare it.
Do you remember back when that YouTuber disappeared after teaching people how to open a portal inside of his bedroom by using different sound frequencies?
Missing YouTuber and his viral video. It's all part of a mystery centered around Sedona, Arizona.
Go ahead and play that. So, here 528 tone. I also have another tone generator set to 525, and I'm about to show you what will happen with that. There we go. 528. And already you can see a much more stable fracture.
That kid. Oh. Hey! What are you doing?
You want to just sit on my knee or something? Okay, I guess so. All right, well, I got mini-me here.
It certainly is.
Mini-me, you complete me.
I started this
But you're getting, you have the general vibe.
Yeah,
before in
you got the
space
vibe.
acts and quietly just do whatever we want.
I like your laugh. That's a laugh of an honest man.
Yeah.
I think this. What's your assessment? Did this work? Is he gonna win?
Yeah, it is. Knock it out. No.
Is Elon Musk making the mark of the beast? We all know Elon is making the Neuralink, which is an implant that will be put into people's brains. But no, this isn't the mark of the beast. But according to the Bible, this is what the mark really is. The Bible describes the mark as a physical, invisible sign that'll be put on the forehead or on the right hand. And the mark will either be 666, which is the number of man, or it'll be the name of the beast. But Elon's technology is absolutely preparing the way for the mark of the beast. If you know we're living in the last days, then hit the subscribe button now.
There will be no internet on Christmas 2024. In The Simpsons, Springfield spirals into chaos when the global internet crashes on Christmas Eve. Kids glued to their tablets, Homer binge-watching Christmas movies, and Marge video chatting with family are abruptly cut off as screens go blank. Wi-Fi signals disappear, phones lose connection, and a shark severing undersea cables is to blame. Without the internet, Springfield becomes unrecognizable. Shops can't process payments, streaming services stop, and social media addicts wander the streets, lost without their daily updates. Even Santa's online delivery tracker goes down, leaving kids worried about their presents. Frustration and confusion sweep the town as residents grapple with the sudden disconnect. But as the hours pass, Springfield begins to change. Families gather around fireplaces, sharing stories and laughter instead of scrolling. Kids rediscover the joy of board games, and neighbors come together, fostering bonds long forgotten. By Christmas night, the absence of the internet has brought Springfield closer, reminding everyone of the joy found in human connection and the true spirit of the holiday season. Follow for part 2.
Heads up everyone, you need to see this. Your favorite stores and supermarkets alike may not be around any much longer. At the end of this year and into the next, big closures are happening. Stick around to see if your favorite store or supermarket made the list. Let's check this out. Starting in February, Party City will be closing down all 850 locations. Big Lots is closing down all 900 of its locations, y'all. Advanced Auto Parts, over 700 locations by 2025. Macy's, 65 locations right after Christmas. Denny's will be closing 50 locations by the end of this year. Sears just closed its final stores. Wow. Walgreens, hundreds of stores closing in the next few months. Sam Goody, say goodbye to Sam Goody, 2 locations, never more. Foot Locker closing down hundreds of stores by 2025. Family Dollars, over 350 locations by 2025. GameStop is announcing mass closures. This has been happening for quite some time. CVS Pharmacy, more stores are closing down. Rite Aid, over 800 stores in 2024. And JCPenney. Notice JCPenney was closing down a long time ago, y'all. But did your favorite store made it on this list? I told y'all big shifts are happening. Y'all better share this video and get it out there because I'm sure these places are having one hell of a sale right now. Interesting times that we live in. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let's continue to get this shift. Peace in.